Does Jana live in tiny house on Jim Bob Duggar's property? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Does Jana live in a tiny house on her father Jim Bob Duggar's property? Jim Bob and Michelle own a large piece of land in Arkansas. This is where their well-known big house is located. But now it looks like some of their 19 kids have decided to stay close by. New details about Jana's living situation are now public, so keep reading for all of the details. What's the latest on Jana Duggar? Last month, Jana celebrated her 33rd birthday. Fans are often puzzled by her lifestyle and the decisions she's made. She's the oldest daughter of Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, but many of her younger siblings have gotten married before her. In the Duggar family, it's not uncommon for the kids to tie the knot in their early 20s. Over the years, courtship rumors have swirled, but nothing has come of them yet. As far as the public knows, she's still unmarried and childless, which is unheard of in the Duggars community. There have been many questions about Jana's whereabouts. Jim Bob Duggar's eldest daughter was last known to be living in the big house. However, a Duggar son told YouTuber Katie Joy of Without a Crystal Ball that Jana had moved out 1 or 2 years ago. Naturally, Katie Joy decided to do some digging. Does Jana live on Jim Bob Duggar's property? On Instagram this week, YouTuber Katie Joy of Without a Crystal Ball shared a post about the Duggar family's property and all of the buildings out there. In addition to the main big house, there is another house, a tiny home, a tree house, a warehouse, and more. And several of the adult Duggar kids live on the property. Based on the information Katie Joy discovered from property records and the family's videos, it looks like Jana lives in a tiny home on Jim Bob Duggar's compound. Katie Joy believes Jana was forced out of the big house so Anna Duggar and her 7 children could move in and live there while Josh is behind bars on child pornography charges. Katie Joy reported, according to aerial drone footage and footage from James Duggar's YouTube channel, a mobile home and a small tiny home are behind the Duggar house. The mobile home is right off the concrete of their basketball/volleyball/tennis court. There is a wreath on the door and an awning over the door decorated with lights. Katie Joy added, Jana's role in the family remains the same. She is to help the needs of the family and serve her father. She said that Jim Bob Duggar has failed to give his kids the freedom and independence they deserve in their 20s and 30s. Does Jana live in a tiny house on Jim Bob Duggar's property? Jana Duggar, the oldest daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, has often been the subject of speculation. For years, fans have been curious about why Jana, now in her 30s, has remained unmarried and what her living situation is like. Recently, rumors have circulated that Jana might be living in a tiny house on her family's sprawling property in Tontitown, Arkansas. Given the Duggar family's penchant for simplicity, self-sufficiency, and close-knit living, this idea seems plausible. But what's the truth behind these rumors? Jana's lifestyle. A little more independence. Jana Duggar has long been known for her hands-on approach to family life. As the eldest daughter, she helped her parents raise her younger siblings, taking on a nurturing and caregiving role that many found admirable. Despite her essential role within the Duggar family, Jana's own personal life has been far less publicized. For years, Jana has been single, despite being in her 30s, which has sparked numerous rumors. Some fans believe her single status is a result of her dedication to family obligations, while others have speculated that she may simply be waiting for the right person to come along. Whatever the case, Jana has always seemed to embrace a quieter, more independent lifestyle compared to some of her more high-profile siblings, like Jinger or Jessa. Tiny house rumors. Where did they come from? The idea that Jana Duggar might be living in a tiny house on the Duggar property isn't new. The speculation first gained traction when Jana was spotted spending time away from the main family home, and social media photos suggested she was living in a small, cozy space. However, this tiny house could be more of a guest house, a standalone building on the Duggar family's massive estate, rather than a full-time residence in the tiny house movement sense. This is especially plausible when considering the Duggar family's lifestyle. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have often spoken about their preference for simplicity, minimalism, and self-sufficiency. They'd built homes on their property in the past, and the idea of having a smaller, more independent space for Jana doesn't seem too out of character. The Duggars have also been known to build homes that accommodate large families, and it's entirely possible that Jana could have a small house for herself on the same property where she grew up. In fact, several of the Duggar children, including Jana, have been known to take on their own projects, building small homes or living spaces in the area surrounding the main family residence. This could be a way for Jana to enjoy some privacy and independence while remaining close to her family. Jana's privacy and independence. Jana Duggar has expressed a desire for privacy and a break from the spotlight in recent years. As the eldest child, she was often the most visible on 19 kids and counting, and later counting on. Over time, it seems that Jana has gravitated towards a quieter existence, away from the intense media scrutiny that her younger siblings experienced. The idea of a tiny house, or at least a smaller dwelling on the Duggar property, fits into this narrative. It would allow Jana to maintain a certain level of independence while still being very much a part of her family's everyday life. Living in a separate space could also give her room to focus on personal projects or simply enjoy a quieter, more solitary lifestyle. The Duggar family's focus on family and faith. While Jana's living situation may raise questions, it's important to remember that the Duggar family, as a whole, values family and faith above all else. Even though Jana might have a smaller, more private space, she remains deeply involved with her family. She helps with homeschooling, cooking, gardening, and caring for younger siblings, all while balancing her personal life. If Jana does indeed live in a tiny house or independent space, it's likely an arrangement that allows her to enjoy a balance between independence and family life, one that aligns with her values of faith, simplicity, and personal growth. Conclusion: Jana's quiet independence. So, does Jana Duggar live in a tiny house on Jim Bob Duggar's property? The answer seems to be yes, at least in the sense of having a small, independent space on the family estate. However, it's not likely that Jana is living in a trendy, off-grid tiny house, as the rumors might suggest. Instead, it seems that Jana has chosen a more modest, private living arrangement that allows her to maintain independence while still being close to her large, loving family. Whether she's living in a guest house or a small dwelling, the truth is that Jana Duggar's life is centered on her family and her faith, and her living situation is likely a reflection of her desire for both independence and connection. It's a quiet existence, but one that's entirely in line with the values that have always defined the Duggar family. Thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to our Reality TV 24 channel and stay with us.